Hello, Mournville! I have lived here my entire life, and this is my first show in town. I hope you're as excited as I am. In my time living here, I have compiled one thing, and it's that the salmon flavor of dog food is the worst smell. It's not that I have a favorite smell of dog food, it's just that pork I can stomach my Tims on the way to work with. For those of you thinking, hey, I probably know that kid, I work at the local Bumper to Bumper. I'm the kid who screws up on your parts. It's not the product placement my boss was looking for. Give me your raise. Worked there for 2 years now, and before I started working there, I was a people person, until you see 300 a day. There's a lot of great people, don't get me wrong, but there's also a lot of a-holes with the $50,000 trucks and the $300 jeans who tell me my prices are outrageous. Fort Mac in here, yeah. F-350 eco-diesels thinking you're saving the planet? No. Yeah, well, my favorite kind of people to come in are the ones who shoplift. When they get caught especially. This is actually a couple weeks ago, 2 girls walk in, and they're just, looking innocent, so we're just leaving them alone. About 20 minutes they disappear. In walks this cop. And I just strike up a conversation with him. I'm like, hey man, you got the Habs, you got the Rangers tonight? And he just kind of shrugs me off, and he asks me, so, where are the girls at? And I'm like, what kind of pervert is this guy? My manager flags me down, like, oh, those ones, yeah, up the stairs. He comes out about 30 minutes later, these girls just faces red, tearing up, in cuffs. He's walking them out, and he stops, he looks at me, he says, you know what, I thought about it. I'll take the Rangers, and walks out. I shouldn't feel embarrassed for the girls who get caught stealing, but I felt terrible. I've always wondered, though, living in such a Catholic town, what kind of message from God do you think it was that 2 churches burnt down in 9 months? What better sign that he doesn't want whatever Mournville has to offer than burning down 2 places you go to worship him? Sorry, Mournville. I have very few regrets in life. I think right up there is not taking the portion of the Last Supper they left outside after the second one burnt down. You can't tell me there's anything in this world that's better going to tie together your dining room than a stolen Last Supper painting. I did run the odds in my head, like, no, what if I get caught? What if I get arrested? What if I end up possessed or just in hell? I can pay off a fine. I'm too used to this Alberta cold to spend the rest of my life in burning heat. I always wondered, though, if you're an asshole your entire life and you die and go to hell, why would Satan want to punish you in the first place? Wouldn't you just be like his go-to guy? You're gonna have more in common with him than that guy Steve from accounting with the nice wife and the 3 kids who talks like he's Ned Flanders. You pan back and call it sitting in his office paging receptionist. Yeah, Kelly, do we have it in the budget to burn down a 3rd Mournville church? They still didn't get that, I'm out. All of a sudden, Mournville becomes the only place where you live next to a church, your home insurance goes up. Steve from accountants talking to his wife like, I don't know if I can take living here, honey. Ever since they built up that new church in the neighborhood, all I smell is gasoline and burnt Masters. The gangs have started to move in, and don't look too far into it, but the Johnsons have a Groupon for window bars, and I think it's a smart investment. Couldn't be worse than blowing $200 on Oilers tickets, am I right? Out of curiosity, by round of applause, who here is an Oilers fan? Don't worry, those of you who did clap, there are more like us. It's just that denial comes before acceptance in the 5 stages of grieving. I was actually at a game this year, and I can't remember for the life of me. They were losing, if it narrows it down any. It didn't help me either, trust me. But you know, in between periods, you go to the bathroom, and I'm waiting in line. The only stall that comes available is a handicap one. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like a dick using the handicap stall and not being handicapped. It's like being the fat dude at Walmart who'd steal the rascal from the old lady just so he doesn't have to walk. Or the guy who just wants front row parking so he pretends he has Parkinson's on the way in he's magically walking again. So anyway, this thing's got its own mirror, it's got its own sink. Check my hair, wash my hands, take my time. I open up the door and there's this dude in a wheelchair just staring at me. In my head, I'm like, oh, what have you done? Do I pull up my best Forrest Gump and see if he bites or just head down and out the door? Before I say anything, he looks at me. You know Oilers fan? Yeah. He says, well, that's as close to retarded as we're gonna get. Reels himself in. You mean for years and years I've been shitting in the peasant stall? All I gotta do is wear an Oilers jersey, walk into the bathroom in the world like, it's okay, Oilers fan. Everyone's like, oh, that's so sweet, but so sad. In all honesty though, I do have special sentiments for people with special needs because I grew up with a little brother in a wheelchair. People always are so awkward around him, and I can understand that to a certain degree because you don't want to say anything that can accidentally offend him, but it happens. Like my dad's friend, he's talking to me, he's like, Wyatt, you like sports? I'm like, yeah. So he's like, hey Kyle, do you play any sports? Without batting an eye, the kid looks at him, yeah, you know, I play a little beach volleyball, and if I have time, football and soccer too, dick. I forget to mention he can't offend this kid. I don't think he likes people in wheelchairs as is. He's telling me, you know, I don't think I could ever marry someone in a wheelchair, Wyatt. I'd have to take too much care of them. That is a cursor to, hey Wyatt, can you fluff my pillow? Hey Wyatt, can you get me some milk? Hey Wyatt, can you get me the remote? Hey Wyatt, can you kiss my ass? Yeah, I know, he's a self-hater. And he talks about other kids in his school that are in wheelchairs. Like, oh, they're so slow, they're always in my way. He's like, you are such a hypocrite. But you can't blame him. I mean, he's my little brother, and he looks up to me, right? And he tells me, you know, when I get older, I want to be a stand-up comedian like you. It's like, well, you know, Kyle, sit-down comedian is more your speed. You can't get offended, it's my brother. I know his tolerance, I know what I can do. He always tries to tell me jokes though, and my favorite to date is, hey Wyatt, what do you call a nun in a wheelchair? I don't know, Kyle. He says, Virgin Mobile. I look back at him, hey Kyle, what do you call you in a wheelchair? Not as funny when the joke's on him. I had recently helped my girlfriend move into her new place. And, you know, we're unpacking all her stuff and all her friends there, and we find her bomb. And they're all smoke pots, like, oh, let's go outside, let's go do this. And we just started dating, and I don't want to look like that guy. So I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm not going to lie to you guys like I did to her. I had never smoked out of a bong before. So we go outside, and it comes to me. Yeah, okay, I'm dying. He hits me like a wall. You're stoned. I'm trying not to act it, but I'm like staring at her friend for 5 minutes. Make awkward eye contact, so I gotta stare at a different one for 5 minutes. They're looking at her like, who did you bring? Go back inside, sit down on the couch for about 2 hours. I check my watch. It's been all of 15 minutes. It hits me, you gotta go to the bathroom. So I'm stumbling in, I whip down my pants, I'm sitting there. Blah, blah. You don't got no shit, you're gonna puke, so I turn out and I start violently throwing up into her toilet. And I mean violently. You think Ali and Frazier were going at it again. In walks the girlfriend to check on me. Hey, hon. How you doing? Last thing I remember, I smoke my head off the toilet bowl, I pass out. Wake up in the morning, pants still around my ankles. I check the mirror, and there's this U-shape from the toilet bowl on my forehead. You try to explain that one to the guys at work. I forget to mention she's my ex-girlfriend. It's kind of important. After that, I decided to start dating again, and I always found it hard to find women at bars because my best friend's a firefighter, and no one ever asks him to put out a fire when he tells women that. But as a comedian, you say, hey, I'm a comedian. Oh, let's hear a joke. But the attention span of a drunk 20-year-old is about that fast. Just didn't work out. But I recently started dating again, and I had read this study that humans are the only mammal in which we date according to looks. And if no one wanted to tell my girlfriend that, I would be completely fine with it. I got one last one for you. I never understood the decision to kick Michael Phelps off the cereal box after he got caught smoking pot. In my mind, that's smart marketing, because you got two demographics as a cereal company: kids and stoners. If you don't believe me, when was the last time you ate cereal sober? That's what I thought. People always turn him into a criminal because he was smoking pot. If anything, it is more impressive that he has the most Olympic gold medals ever as a stoner. I can barely take a bath high without drowning, let alone swim faster than the guy next to me. Kind of realize that joke makes it seem like I bathe with other men. I don't, for the record. People always tell me, Wyatt, you're so critical on other people, and they never believe me when I say I am for gay marriage. God, that bathing thing's working even worse right now. But I always hated the argument used against it. Well, in the Bible it says if a man should lay with another man, it's an abomination. You know what? If you can tell me what verse and who said it, I will consider validation in your argument. You can't... It's like, do you even own a Bible? And no, having it on a Kindle reader doesn't count. If when the power goes out, your Bible goes away, that is not worship. People fed about jokes about the Bible, like, oh, is it your favorite read? Yeah, just below Hunger Games, Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey, and Harry Potter. So what's that, like fifth? I mean, fifth isn't so bad unless your favorite fictional books. That hit home. That hit home a little too hard for some of you. I actually have a surprise. I am religious. People don't believe it for some odd reason. I think it's because I don't go to church as often as I'd like to. I just personally believe that Jesus would rather me stay at home on Sunday and nurse my hangover than at his place of worship. Jesus has never rolled into my house on a Saturday morning like, Friday was rough. Can I pass out on your couch? I don't want my dad to find out I was drinking. Doesn't your dad see you when you're sleeping and know when you're awake? He's like, no, that's Santa. Well, you're both imaginary. If you look in the front row, you'll see my mom. She's repenting for my soul right now. Thanks, Mom. Later on, should we do a Hail Marys for every Bloody Mary I have? It's a nice system we worked out. That's all the time I have tonight. We're going to take a short break before your headliner, Lars Kallio, comes on. Have a nice night.